So the revs rise, away the cars go on this green flag lap. So race 6, Derek Bell Trophy.
Frank Lyons very slow away in number 64
His Merlin.
In the Merlin. Is it going to catch on all 4 cylinders? Yes, it is. He's away.
Let's hope so. We've lost one Merlin already. And the Merlin cars are designed by Selwyn Hayward, built over in Colchester. Here is the grid then for the Derek Bell Cup. Row 1, number 17, Simon Armour in the Petonia Aviation March 703 on pole. 20, Frenchman Thierry Gallo with his Techno is in the middle, and 77, James King, the American, with Tony Mantle's Chevron B17 on the outside. Row 2 is 6, Robs Lamplow, period Goodwood racer in his Brabham BT28, and number 9, Tim Carey with his BT28. The third row is ex-Marcos racer number 12, Peter Thompson with his Brabham BT21, a car that raced in North Africa from new. 7 is Francois de Rossi with his Chevron B17, another of the French drivers. And then 3, Ian Bankhurst with his Alexis. He's the grandson of Brian Small, champion racer of the 60s. Row 4 is 1, Max Police, the German, in his Brabham BT15. 34 is Jim Blockley in his BT21B. Row 5 is 63, Christoph Widmer out of Switzerland with his Brabham BT18A. And 71, John Waggett in his Brabham BT18, running as a side draft car these days. This is the car that Chris Williams won, his breakthrough win here at a members meeting in the 60s. 96 is Keith Messer in the VZ4, designed by Richard Scott, named for the Bishop of the town where it was made. 46 is Stephen Smith with the ex-Jolly Club Oliver Spate Racing Chevron B15, a late entry, and a great call to get Stephen Smith here with the B15. 19, Peter Frau with the Techno is alongside, and of these Italian Technos, very short wheelbase. Row 7, Julian Maynard, who's changed to number 55 with the Chevron B17. Number 10 is Paul Wayne with the De Sanctis. He's the guy who went flying yesterday over Mike Scott's BT28 at Madgwick. 8 is Leif Bosson, the Swede from Helsingborg with his BT28. And then row 4, the row 8 is number 4, Mike Pascal, ex-Formula V racer with his Brabham BT21, the ex-Tetsuya Kazawa car. 88, Michael Scott with his BT28, the Exeter estate agent. 23 is Roland Fischer from Germany with his Techno. He's on row 9 with 14, John Pearson, not the John Pearson we associate with Dunlop tyres. He's on a Lotus 41. And then 22 is Guillaume Collineau, but that car's already back in the pits with his Merlin. 40 is Philippe Bonny from France with his Techno. 2 is Barry Sewell with the ex-Derek Bell Lotus 31. 25 is John Council from Lincolnshire, Lotus 59. 64, Frank Lyons with the Merlin Mark 10 that was slow away at that green flag lap. 11 is Andrew Thorpe with his ex-Jim Russell Racing Lotus 31. Row 12 is for Northern Ireland, Paul McMorran in the Crosley car that had a desperate misfire yesterday. That's kind of a 5. 16 is Robert Thorpe with the March 703, son of Andrew, and that looks to be the lot. Let's just see if everyone is present and correct. There's nobody alongside Barry Sewell, I note, so it looks like Barry Sewell is on his own. So Philip Bonny looks like he's missing as well. Away they go then, a scream of 1-litre engines as these little projectiles go up towards Madgwick Corner. One car is left on the line, and that's Frank Lyons, who may be missing a clutch or something like that. And through they go. Yeah, it sounds like it's short of a clutch. And they go over the rise out of Madgwick Corner, and they look at this, absolutely fantastic. 5 and 6 abreast at different places down there. And Tim Carey in number 9 showing in the Brabham, car that we've seen quite a lot of in recent days.
Well, the front runners running in grid order, but an attack for the lead. Simon Armour first down to St Mary's, but Thierry Gallo pushing really hard in the blue Techno with the orange nose, has to back off a little bit and stay in second place. Yeah. Third is James King in the orange Chevron Ford. Robs Lamplow in fourth, but that was a serious push down into St Mary's.
And Peter Thompson is in 5th place in the blue and gold Brabham. The BT21, the 67 spec car. Simon Armour then leads from Thierry Gallo. James King is third. Lamplo is fourth. Thompson fifth. Carey's next. Then Bankhurst. Then we've got a couple of chevrons side by side. One of which is Francois de Rossi as they come through the kink and down towards Woodcote Corner for the first time. This is so exciting to see a 1 litre Formula 3 race here at Goodwood for the first time since the middle part of the 1960s. And through they come. It's Simon Armour in the march who leads the way. Then the car with the orange lipstick around its nose, the little Techno, is in second place. That's Gallo. In third is King. Looking to see how they all negotiate the chicane. Looks like they're pretty much all through. Oh, one's gone off into the barrier on the exit of the chicane. What a shame that was, and that's deranged the front suspension. I think I spoke practically to him. But that's Paul McMorran with the Crosley, most uncharacteristic. Paul these days owns the Crosley Car Company, and that's the one-off car that was built, the B17 Crosley. 17F Crosley, which is unfortunately in the barrier.
First three cars pulling clear. That's Simon Armour. It's the front row effectively. Thierry Gallo giving chase and James King falling off the back, but making the move is Peter Thompson up into fourth place. He's worked his way past Rob's Lamplu. Lamplu being attacked again as they go into Lavington. Another position not about to be lost, but Ian Bankhurst really taking a look at the inside.
Absolutely, Ian Bankhurst, very determined driver. He's got the ex-Jerry Marshall Elan in his collection, the Matrix team, and Ian Bankhurst in this ex-Terry Ogilvy Hardy Alexis pushing on ahead of Tim Carey, whose car appeared, played a starring role in that splendid Rush film that was made a couple of seasons ago. Bankhurst pushing on hard, trying to unseat Rob's Lamplo.
I don't know how well Thierry Gallo knows Goodwood, but he certainly is very, very brave indeed. As you look on the big screens and you see Lamplu, who knows this circuit so well, raced here in period markers. He's trying to hold down fifth place, but being pushed incredibly hard from behind. And starting to make a charge now is Tim Carey, who made a poor start, lost a handful of places, now trying to fight back in number 9.
Lamplo's back into fourth place ahead of Thompson. Bankhurst as well. Carey, Smith, De Rossi, and then John Waggett in that ex-Chris Williams car, which was a winner here back in period. Blockley is in 8th and 34. One is Max Police, the German quarry manager. And
our timing screens are a little bit weird at the moment.
Yeah,
James King, who I know is in third place, he's actually starting to catch the lead too of Armour and Gallo. 12 is in fourth place, which is Peter Thompson, and then comes Bankhurst, then Lamplu, and then on the charge is Tim Carey fighting back.
Yes, there was a problem with the screen. It shows us that Thompson is second. It's completely lost the Techno that's running up there, so it's all a bit haywire, I'm afraid. We'll pay little attention to it.
One driver making a good move at the moment, the very pretty white and gold Brabham, is John Waggett, number 71, up into 7th place, looking very tidy.
Yep, over in Borough Bridge, go to his wife's wonderful coffee shop, La Rascasse. Here's the battle then for second, and we had James King ahead of Thierry Gallo. Gallo attacked back into Woodcote Corner, but yes, and Peter Thompson closing them down. It's Armour who leads the way. King is second, third is Gallo, fourth is Thompson, fifth is Bankhurst. Then we've got a pair of Brabham BT28s, that's Lamplo and Carey in together.
Yes, Carey just can't find his way past. He's trying to see what he can do through Madgwick, not through the first part, not through the second. But if he can get a good toes in these tiny little F3 screamers, very important. He's made himself as small as he can, sticking down the back, right behind Rob's Lamplu. Can't manage anything as they go to Fordwater. He'll make a move perhaps as they go down the gentle slope. Oh, big lock up there from Gallo into St Mary's. Manages not to hit James King, but Lamplu better through the kink before St Mary's and drops James King off his back.
Mike Pascal in 4, the ex-Tetsuikazawa Brabham out of the race, unfortunately.
And that's on the entrance to Woodcote, so there'll be yellow flags in that area.
Thompson coming back at the cars ahead. Gallo has gone completely missing from our screens, but those are the two BT28 Brabhams running together. It's probably a BT56, isn't it? They're coming down beautiful lines of those cars. They're so sleek, and up ahead of them Ian Bankhurst with his Alexis, but it's Armour who leads. Then 77, which is King, then it's Gallo, then it is Thompson. Then it's number 3, which is Bankhurst. Then it's the 2 BT28s, Lamplo and Carey, 6 and 9. A gap back to Francois de Rossi in the Chevron, number 7. The car built in Bolton. And John Waggitt in 71, Jim Blockley in 34. Looks like Christoph Widmer in behind them. It is.
Well, the battle for second place really hot. I think Gallo's lack of experience of Goodwood is showing a bit. Of course,
Gallo
James
has
King
now
raced
been
him many times.
Sorry, Bruce, let's cut across you there. Gallo has been reinstated in our lap chart.
Yes, but the point is he's right on the tail.
Yes.
Of course, James King. He's had a little look at him as he went through St Mary's. Couldn't do it at St Mary's. Can't do it going into Laban, but catching them as they continue their enterprise is Rob's Lamplu in the Brabham.
Yeah, Gallo has the fastest lap, and that's a 26.3, which is considerably under the period lap record.
Sorry, I made a mistake there. It's Peter Thompson who's catching them, number 12. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, but he's got to get past Gallo and King. There's oil flags out there coming down towards Woodcote, which is where Mike Pascal's car is off. And down the inside, a little lunge down the inside from 20, Thierry Gallo. He can't get through, there isn't space. But as they work their way towards the chicane for the 5th time...
He's nothing if not brave, Mr Gallo, I must say.
Simon Armour's going away from them. That's true. And behind this is 2nd, 3rd and 4th on the big screens. The orange Chevron 77, the American James King 20, the Frenchman Thierry Gallo in the little Techno, and a big sideways, and Gallo's gone off onto the grass. He's going to spin. Well, he's gone around halfway. Might have hooked a reverse gear for a minute, but it's all... Yep, oh, and there's a couple of cars off. Oh dear, dear, dear. One is Tim Carey's car. That's off down at Woodcote, and that's Mike Pascal's car, I think, that was off
already parked
a couple of laps ago. And I suspect he's gone off on the oil for which the flags were out. And that is a problem, unfortunately. I wonder if we'll see a safety car situation. Tim Carey, his Brabham deranged down there at Woodcote.
Well, Gallo's got going again, but that certainly promoted those behind. Bankhurst and Lamplu would have gained a position there. So exuberance and perhaps a little bit of oil on the circuit has done for Thierry Gallo's charge. Just coming past me at St Mary's now, but he's lost a lot of ground. He's down in about 7th or 8th position. Next car up is Waggitt, so he's in 7th place.
Ripped a complete rear corner off the Tim Carey car and the under tray out of that car. Now, where is that?
And there's debris on the track.
It's at Woodcote.
It is at Woodcote, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Trying to pick it up. Oh yes, I can see it down distance. It's right by the parked car. Safety car is out. The Porsche Salzburg safety car in reverse. The livery, that is. He's waving the driver's through. He's now got the leader behind him. That's good news. But it's Armour in 17. 77 is King. 3rd place now is Thompson in 12. The blue and gold car, the car that raced in Morocco, I think, when it was new, and a Frenchman taken out of there. 3, Ian Bankhurst is in 4th place. 4, next up is Lamplu in 6. So Rob's Lamplu in number 6 is 5th, and 7, De Rossi is in 6th place. So let's just see a safety car out on the course. We're following that round. So it's 17 Armour, 77 King, 12 Thompson, 3 Bankhurst, 6 Lamplo and 7 De Rossi. And you can see there just a replay of De Rossi. Just gets the classic, just overcooked it going into Manchwick Corner. It's a tricky corner. These guys haven't been here before, the vast majority of them. So they're just sorting out the incident down at Woodcote Corner. And, there's the oil flags that were waving before. There's Tim Carey. He's on the bank behind, so he's absolutely A-OK. And that was the car that was used in the Rush film. Marshall's just sprinting up to the stricken BT28, so it's ripped a rear corner off. And one of the joys of these cars is they're quite light, 400 kilograms. So some husky Marshalls can take it away relatively easily.
Now the clock is still ticking down, Marcus. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to the checkered flag. We will be able to go racing, of that I'm sure. I'm sure they'll get that cleared very quickly indeed. But for Simon Armour, who'd worked his way clear of that King and Gallo battle, he's going to have to do it all over again at the restart. But he's going to have to time
quite galling
when he plants the throttle perfectly, and he may be able to get away, but he may not.
Quite galling. 3.8 seconds is his advantage at the end of the 6th lap, and that's been erased, of course, by this incident. And here they are now. The big question is, will these cars overheat doing perhaps 50 miles an hour behind the lovely Porsche 911?
And I suppose one person we're going to have to look for is Monsieur Gallo, who'd been driving so well, but now down in 7th place.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, well, good to see that Tim Carey was fine after that moment down there. That's brought out the safety car. You can see the oil flags in the background still on display towards the end of the lap. And certainly when you're arriving down at Woodcote, you're doing your utmost to have the car on the edge of adhesion, and then the little bit of oil, if you haven't been paying attention, that can certainly catch you out. But the marshals doing a great job with their flag work, as we expect.
I would think it's quite likely that the oil was from the car that was already parked there.
Yes.
The ex-Tetsuya Kasawa Brabham BT21. You can see the 21 and the 28 parked together, the three-wheeler 28. Sadly, but good that the drivers are fine. And the crocodile of cars feeding its way through the chicane behind the Porsche. Lights still on the Porsche, although I suspect they may be switched off fairly soon. We've got still 7.5 minutes to go in this race. What it's done, it's given a complete reprieve for Thierry Gallo, as you were saying, Bruce, in car number 20. The distinctive blue Techno with that vivid red noseband, and the very patriotic French crash helmet with the red, white and blue stripes on it, the tricolour. Thierry Gallo, who's raced a bunch of Formula 3 cars in the past, including the ex-Stephanie Hansen Argo JM1, 2-litre historic Formula 3 racing. The Techno's very short wheelbase, quite twitchy, but a lot of the drivers like them. People like Ronnie Peterson, René Wiesel, François Savert, in these cars. Now, where's the VZ? 96, Keith Messer down in 12th place. Is named for the Bishop of Sutton Coldfield. It has a mitre on its logo. Built for Peter Colborne, who competed, I think, only in one Formula 3 race in period. Mainly did monoposto races in it. The lights are out on the safety car, so we'll be going racing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at the end of this lap. Now there's a hat and a half. That's what you need, the old Cossack hat, if you're standing on the bank at a members meeting, or the Biggles flies again pilot's helmet. And here come the cars through the kink on the 11th straight behind that beautiful Porsche 911.
I'm amazed that some of the tail enders haven't really closed up as much as they ought. This is their chance to get back in and do some more racing, but certainly at the front it's going to be very tight indeed. You
do wonder sometimes, don't you? It's be an opportunity.
Okay, so watch out for car number 20. It was running in second position, very, very twitchy little Techno there for Thierry Gallo, who's been super brave so far. Let's see what he can do. He's starting down in 7th place, but Simon Armour leading the way in the March 701, the red and white car ahead of James King as they release and plant their throttles out of the chicane. Will he control it all the way down to Madrick? He's looking in his mirrors. He's got just enough of a lead, I would suggest, to keep first place as they get down to the first corner, but looking very busy indeed in Thompson in number 12. Can't get through into second though.
Armour, King and Thompson. Bankhurst is in 4th place in the blue Alexis, repainted for this year. Lamplo is 5th. The Rossi in the Chevron is next up, and then his countryman Gallo. And James King fancies his chances. He's won races before.
He's having a look at he's going to the outside of the kink before St Mary's, very close in the battle for 3rd place, but Simon Armour is about 3 car lengths clear as they get to St Mary's. He's negotiated it fine. Bankhurst pushing Thompson for third, can't quite manage to get it at St Mary's. So has Armour done enough? 7 minutes in this race remaining. He's kept James King behind him. Let's see how he does in the remaining 7 minutes.
Absolutely. Now it's the drag race down the straight. James King moving up into that slipstreaming zone, pops out of the slipstream, coming down towards the kink. The left-hand kink part way down. He's just got to tuck in there behind. He shouldn't be lacking in horsepower, given that the engine's been built by Tony Mantle, the Climax engine specialist. They're the yellow and red striped flags, and King on that outside line is monstering Armour, but Armour will not be shaken.
Armour looked the wrong way in his mirrors. He was looking in his right-hand mirror, and going down the left was James King, or trying to, but anyhow he then found him and managed to take that inside line to Woodcote. Good job there, but look how close it is. It's behind them, Thompson right on their tail.
It is. The first 5 go through with Gallo up ahead now of De Rossi. So Gallo back into the top 6, the Frenchman. So it's Great Britain leads America, Great Britain, France, Great Britain, Switzerland and Great Britain, the top 10. And these are the leaders in this superb battle. Peter Thompson.
Well, they're much closer as they come down this lap to St Mary's, which is surprising, and great exit speed from St Mary's is the third place runner, Peter Thompson there, and he's closing in on James King as they go down to the first part of the lap. Very twitchy indeed, and in the back of that shot I was just looking for the progress of Thierry Gallo, who had been contesting second place. He's catching that little group. Oh, plenty of racing left.
Peter Thompson's one of your locals, Bruce. He's from Melbury Abbas, down near Shaftesbury. He's chasing. Gallo's been delayed a little bit, I think, because it's these 5 battling for the lead. James King essaying to find a way past Simon Armour with that open-face crash helmet, which is quite redolent to the early period of 1 litre Formula 3 racing from 64 on. Superseded in 1971 by the 1600cc class. The other 2 Frenchmen having a battle.
Yes, I'm surprised that Gallo hasn't having got past De Rossi, hasn't managed to close in on Lamplugh et al. In that lead group. What a great group it is, though. Armour, King, Thompson, Bankhurst, super close together. Yeah.
Well, James King races modern more modern DFV-powered Formula 1 cars, has done for years. Also the Extan Gurney 64 French Grand Prix, winning Brabham. He was actually there as a student and was able to see that race. Big welcome to Julian Mazoum, who's into the commentary box with us. And this 1 litre battle is looking absolutely terrific.
Well, Armour seems to have it under control. King can't quite challenge, but the real battle at the moment is for third place, because Bankhurst in number 3 is pushing Thompson very hard. He's going to have a little look down
the inside into Lavin. He's made it through. Number 3, Bankhurst, and he got a little bit out of shape there, and Thompson came precious close to touching his nose on the gearbox of the Alexis. They've changed at Lavant, and Thompson pops back out of the slipstream. He's got more grunt, I suspect, than the Alexis. That wasn't really slipstreaming coming into play, but Lamplow's right with them as well. And Rogs Lamplow would like to try to get a podium out of this. Bankhurst wide, but he can't leave the door too far open because Robs is right there. It's not close enough to get past Peter Thompson into the chicane, but Thompson's got plenty of grunt, that's for sure. Out over the curves comes number 3, Ian Bankhurst in 4th place, but it's Simon Armour on 11 laps with 3.5 minutes to go, who leads the way. He's in 17, King in 77, the American is 2nd, 3rd is Thompson in 12, 4th is Bankhurst in 3, 5th is Lamplugh in 6, and then Thierry Gallo in 20 is next through, ahead of De Rossi, Widmer.
Well, Simon Armour has got enough of a lead now to concentrate on his own race. He just set the fastest lap of the race last time around, 1.25 seconds clear now, looking in total control as he comes through St Mary's for the 12th time. You can see that second and a bit advantage over James King. And Peter Thompson has dropped Ian Bankhurst. And what has happened in the last lap is Rob's Lamplugh is now being caught by Thierry Gallo. Thierry Gallo in the number 20.
Oh, what a big spin. That's...
It's not Simon Armour, but he was leading the race.
That may be John Pearson in the Lotus. Is it kind of a 14?
Yes, I'd go with that, number 14.
It is.
Oh, he ran out wide.
Yeah, got a wheel on the grass on the outside of Madgewick Corner, and the car went round. You see the old, the old fuel bubbling away in the top of the, vapour bubbling away in the top of the carburettor there as it went round. Absolutely fine. is up at Madgwick Corner.
So just over 2 minutes to go until the checkered flag comes out. Simon Armour 1.25 seconds clear last time around, just completed his 12th lap. Let's see what his advantage is over James King. Come down by 0.2 of a second, but he, I think, seems to have this under control. And King, though, has to look in his mirrors, because Peter Thompson, number 12, is starting to catch up with him again. Thompson's been going backwards and forwards. That little battle with Ian Bankhurst delayed him somewhat. He's got a good cushion over Bankhurst. Then comes Lamplough, and then Gallo at the back of that group. Don't forget, Gallo spun early in the race.
Yeah, there's a big attack going up towards Madgwick now. Somebody going up the inside in a 3-car battle. That's the battle involving Max Blees in number 1, Christoph Widmer in 63. I think it might have been Jim Blockley having a look at Madgwick. Wasn't quite close enough to make a change. Here is Simon Armour, though, our race leader. I remember seeing him win a Formula Junior race at Mallory Park, one of the John Taylor Memorial races in a Cooper, probably a decade or so ago now. But enjoying this 1 litre Formula 3 March.
If I could just cut in, Marcus, Francois de Rossi running in 7th place, appears to be having some gear changing issues. Went through St Mary's. I think he's going to be dropping back. He maybe can nurse it the next lap or so until the checkered flag. We're going to have complete this lap and have one more, I reckon.
That's absolutely right. I'm sure that's right. There's the Petonia March then. Petonia Aviation. Peter and Tony, wouldn't surprise you to know the proprietors of that little enterprise. There's a couple of Formula 3 cars. And now 77, trying to get up into the slipstream of the leader.
He's closer, half a second.
It is
4 of a second.
James King, one final push now for the American. There are parts of the circuit when Armour looks like he's totally in control of this gap. Others when James King, as the pursuer, is finding it easier to make some ground on the leader. The nice line through there from James King in 2nd place. The kink before St Mary's. Through they go past you, Bruce.
King appears to be rather better through the very fast corners, and then Simon Armour is very good indeed through St Mary's. I know, not that that's a slow corner, but the flow that James King, because he knows this circuit so well and knows these sort of cars so well, he is really, really fine. I think maybe Simon Armour is just that tiny bit braver, though. But he's having to look in his mirrors. He knows that King's very quick in a straight line.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to see someone if they're right behind you, but I think he's done enough through the King.
Yeah.
What can King do as they come down for the final time to Woodcote?
Armour's got the line coming into Woodcote Corner. Doesn't have the fastest car in terms of straight line speed. Not as sleek as the Chevron which follows, but oh, he's locked up. He's gone really wide. Is this going to compromise his exit speed? I suspect it might. And James King comes up the left-hand side. They're racing towards the line. Armour made a mistake, and they're on the line. They are absolutely side by side. 0.018. It says that King got it from Armour from the angle we saw.
I think he did just.
He might just have done it. Very difficult to say, but a mistake by Simon Armour. Locked a brake in the chicane on the final lap. Looks to have cost him victory, and James King in Tony Mantle's Chevron looks to have snatched it from the jaws of defeat. He snatched victory. And in 3rd place Peter Thompson in 12th, 4th Robs Lamplough in 6th, 5th number 3 Ian Bankhurst, who was deposed towards the end, and in 6th place Thierry Gallo.
Marcus, was that the closest ever finish at Goodwood?
Not far away.
0.018?
It must be a contender, that's for sure, because back in the day they didn't measure it to 3 decimal places, did they?
0.018, how many inches is that? About 7. Here we go.
You're the mathematician.
Into Woodcote, and then Simon Armour just last of the late breakers and leaves it a fraction too late.
He does. He was a little bit sideways over the curve, and here he goes. Look, he's locked that right front wheel. And he must be saying drat and double drat in the Henkel. Didn't quite move far enough to the left, did he, to perhaps block the way.
There you are.
Oh, how agonising for Simon Armour.
7.5 inches. An amazing finish. That's really in the spirit of
Stewards inquiry, that's what we want. Get the camera out.
Yes. No, we don't.
No, we don't. We don't do that sort of thing at Goodwood. That was absolutely magical, superb. And a side-by-side finish then, 2 cars finished abreast, and the margin of victory, well, 18 thousandths of a second. That's pretty handy, isn't it? And I can't remember James King racing this car before. And
But I think when we look back, Marcus, fabulous racing, but 5 makes of car in the top 6. That's what we like.
Exactly, and James King is not a young man by any stretch of the imagination. He was a works march driver over here in 1977. So he was, say, a student travelling Europe in the 60s when he saw Dan Gurney win the French Grand Prix at Rouen.
So Henry's going to have an interesting conversation with Simon Armour, probably still fuming in self-criticism. But great to see the March, which isn't the wieldiest car, leading the way for most of the race, all but the last millisecond.
I should think the 1 Litre Formula 3 Association will probably get a new website for 18,000ths.com or something like that. We've got 41.6.com at Goodwood for the festival speed.
For Simon Armour, you have to feel for him. He was 3.8 seconds clear before the safety car. Of course, he then controlled the restart, but James King was hard on his heels for the remainder of the race, and as he pulls off his balaclava, he suitably rewarded. Doesn't
look very pleased with it. Surprised at it. Oh yeah. It wasn't 7 inches, it was 2.5.
He's going to try and squeeze his way out of the car now. They're shrink wrapped around the drivers, these little 1 Litre Formula 3 cars, and it's fair to say that James King is just a little podgier than he was when he was racing Formula 3s in the 70s, but down with Henry Hope Frost is the jubilant James King.
A beaming James King. James, you punished him, didn't you?
Well, he just made one error all day, and it was right where it counted. He just came in a little hot on the chicane, and he had a great driver, great car. He was smooth all the way through, and I never got even level with him out back. A couple times I tried, and but he did a great job. And Tony Mandel's car, and he and Roy and John put together a great car and a great engine.
I think you won by the thickness of one of your badges.
Well, we try, you know, we're so many years behind you guys and everything. We try and make it dramatic, nothing else.
So you are the winner of the first 1 Litre Formula 3 race of the new Goodwood era.
Thank you very much. I watched Ronnie Peterson and Rennie Weissel and Tim Schenken race at Monaco in '69 in these cars, and I said, someday I'll drive one of those. So yeah, it's been fun.
Good stuff. James, well done.
Thank you, Lord March, and all your team, and it's a great weekend. Appreciate it very much.
James King, winner then of the Derek Bell Trophy in the Chevron. Let me talk to Simon Armour in the March, who's hopefully not too despondent. The commentators suggested you'd have been saying drat and double drat inside your helmet.
Yes.
Or possibly something more colourful.
Yeah, it's a shame. I didn't even know that was the last lap. With the safety car, I wasn't sure if we'd get extra laps added on. I didn't see a last lap board. And I just, the final corner was difficult because there was 2 cars at the side of the road, a lot of oil, and I just outbraked myself very slightly for the chicane, and it compromised my exit. And James obviously got a better run up through the gears, and I don't know how close that was, but it looked inches. So
0.18.
0.18, that's quite
not very far, is it?
No.
Did the safety car eroded your advantage? That's always a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that made it much harder because I'd sort of broken the toe to everybody behind me. So yeah, it was feeling pretty good at that point, but yeah, safety car just bunched us all up, and then life got hard again.
Yeah, hard luck, but very entertaining anyway.
Thank you.
Simon Armour, second place then in the Little March 703. Peter Thompson was third in the Brabham. Well done, Peter.
Thank you very much.
Did you see the nothing in it fag paper finish up ahead of you?
Yes, I did. Not knowing it was the last lap. Yeah. Sorry for Simon, because I think he had that one in the bag, having led all the way around. So yeah, I think he locked up a bit, didn't he? Going into the yeah. But I was just too far back to get any advantage from that. But yeah, he drove a good race still then, I think.
Did you think you could do anything after the safety car?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I had my chances. Yeah. I got stuck to them for a lap, but then once I dropped back and lost the toe, it was difficult again. They weren't making any mistakes, but yeah, and the oil was tricky. Could have been a bit braver through the oil, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe not after the previous incident.
Well done, Peter.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Peter Thompson then third place in the number 12 Brabham.
Well, that was absolutely fantastic. Telling interviews down there. Here is our result: Derek Bell Cup under the governorship of Mr. Sean Lynn. First, number 77, James King, He only led for the last fraction of a second, but that was the one that counted. He won it by 0.018 of a second. Second, number 17, Simon Armour with the March 703. Third, number 12, Peter Thompson, Brabham BT21. Fourth, number 6, Robs Lamplow, Brabham BT28. Fifth, number 3, Ian Bankhurst, Alexis Mark 8. In sixth place, number 20, Thierry Gallo, recovering from a spin in his Techno, the best of the Technos. Seventh, number 7, Francois de Rossi, with the Chevron B17. Eighth, number 1, Max Blies, it's very international field in the Brabham BT15. Ninth, number 34, UK champion Jim Blockley with his Brabham BT21 BX Monoposto ace. 10th, number 71, John Waggett with the Brabham BT18, the ex-Chris Williams car for the Yorkshire Hill Climber. 11th, number 63, Christoph Widmer from Switzerland with his BT18A Brabham. And in 12th place with the Chevron number 55, Julian Maynard. 13th was 88 Michael Scott, who got vaulted yesterday in his Brabham BT28. 14th the Swede, number 8 Leif Bosson, Brabham BT28. And in 15th place, number 25 John Council with the Lotus 59. 16th was 19 Peter Froud with the Techno. 17th, number 2 Barry Sewell with the ex-Derek Bell Lotus 41. And in 18th place, Robert Thorpe, number 16 with the March 703. And let's go back to Bruce Jones for the highlights of that spectacular Derek Bell Cup 1 litre Formula 3 race. Bruce.